Hey, Kendra.
What the hell is this, and how'd you get my number?
My name is Jonathan Cates, and
And you got my number how? Did you get it from Kevin Paradowski?
if I could have gotten it from Kevin, I would have got it a lot sooner, don't you think?
Well, how'd you get my number? Just out of curiosity, because I do kind of need to know how you got my number.
Well, does it really matter? I'm not going to bother you.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to bother. I'm not going to bother you. If you don't want to talk to me, if you don't want to talk to me, you don't have to. Speaking of violations of privacy, do you know that Mark Niemczyk filed a police report against me July 27th that has my home address on it? Really? Really? Because I've made it public, over a month ago.
To be honest with you, my social media, and I haven't been on YouTube in a little over close to 2 months now.
Well, I suggest you get on there because there's quite a bit, related to you and to Rios and Mike.
Well, he's locked up right now, right?
I do. And I also have some
Will
ideas.
you please tell me how you got my number?
I also have some ideas about how we could get him sprung out of there. Because
Okay, let me tell you this way. Excuse my bluntness, but if he wouldn't have lied to the fucking judge, he would have been out.
well, there's a lot of lying.
And I'm not sure what he said to get himself held over for another 2 flipping weeks. That's between him, the judge, and me. So again, will you please tell me how you got my number? I have no problem talking to you, but I do really need to know how you got my number.
I understand that you'd like to know that, but again, for example, I was able to get a copy of the police report that Mark Niemczyk filed against me.
Okay, and I know nothing about that.
There's just certain things I can't talk about as a way of protecting sources.
Don't talk to them like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't talk to them like that. I see them. It's hi, how you doing? Great, awesome, good, great. Have a great day. Bye. That's it.
You say hi and have a good day to the Niemczyk.
And I go about my business.
To Mike and Mark Niemczyk.
Yeah, if they're going down the street and I happen to be outside and they say something to me, yeah, I'll say hi. I'm not trying to be rude, be a bitch. I mean, I can be, but, I don't know what reports have been filed. I don't know nothing about this fucking report that Kevin's talking about having a report filed against him to the FBI. I don't know jack shit about any of this.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. He did mention to me something about Mike Niemczyk was threatening
to me about it. The report now I'm talking about, and now the FBI report, which I found out about both of them yesterday. This is the first I'm hearing about it since yesterday.
Well, what I'm talking about is a report that Mark Niemczyk made against me for stalking, July 27th. Yes.
Stalking if you're just walking up and down the street not bothering him?
Well, that's a good question. Another one is, why is it that he's accused me of having a gun on multiple occasions and police don't do anything about it?
Video about that on TikTok right before I decided to take a hiatus from my freaking social media.
Which video?
Well, Michael saying something when you had your laptop on you and he said, be careful, he's got a gun.
I believe.
Is that one of the videos you're talking about?
That's November 22nd. I didn't hear. Is that
one of the videos that you're speaking of?
Yeah.
Okay.
On the strip.
So.
In front of Hollywood.
So what I'm saying is I know nothing about this police report because I don't talk to them like that because, frankly, whatever Mark does is his own damn business and I don't want nothing to do with it because I don't need to be brought into any more bullshit than they've already done brought me into, if you feel what I'm saying.
Well, I'd like to tell you about it because it's very interesting. And like I brought it up I brought it up to tell you that I'm not going to tell you how I got this report, and I'm not going to tell you how I got your phone number. But
Fair enough.
but I'm also not going to bother you if you honestly don't want to talk.
Well, please tell me what you know and see where I can help you. How about that? Because Rios did promise you that me or him would help you any way he could. Did he not?
He did say that on the phone, and that's in the
Okay, so here
recording
you
that I
go. Now
sent you.
you've got me. Hold on. Now you've got me, and the one that's got the majority of the information on these two, and getting it out of the horse's mouth. So please speak.
Yes, but you're a horse that I can't entirely trust at this point.
Okay, look. Told you about Donald Partouche. I told you about Joanna. I've also told you about Thomas Scaglione, of what I knew of him. I also told you that he's got a baby with another chick named Casey.
As if I didn't know
Anyway.
about Thomas Scaglione and haven't been in contact with him.
And I know nothing. All I know is the man's on Megan's Law, and that Mark and Mike had something to do with him when it came down to the truck, and that's all I know.
Something to do
And the
with
fact
him?
that
Wait. Something to do with him? Are you
Okay,
kidding?
remember when I
He was
told you
convicted.
that-
He and Mark were convicted of felony
understand
theft by
that.
deception
Remember when I
jointly.
told you.
Jointly.
Okay, so
It's
there's
New Jersey
another
versus.
person There's another person involved
Oh yes.
that I have yet to tell you
Wait.
the man's name.
I bet I know it.
There's one other person involved, and it's not Donald.
I bet I know it.
What is it?
Does his last name end with an S?
Nope.
Does his last name
His
end
name is
with a
Lester
G?
Puryear.
Lester who?
Puryear. Puryear. Lester. He's the one that
What's
got
his
Thomas
story?
Scaglione hooked up with Michael and Mark. That's how they met, was through the gentleman Lester.
You told me that Partouche set them up.
That's what I was told until they told me otherwise. Because that's what Donald told me until I got down to the bottom of it, and I said, okay, how the fuck did you really meet this one? And then that's how the name Lester Puryear came up.
And why would they tell you suddenly, after all these years? When was this?
Maybe because I told them that I have nothing to do with you, and now maybe they're opening it to me.
Do you want to have something to do with me? Because I would like to get...
I'd like to help you get these fuckers convicted if that's what you want.
May I ask why you didn't take an interest in that many years ago when you found out, well...
Because leave what was right in front of my face. And for the last 10 years, I've been a victim of their bullshit. So, you know what? I'm done. I don't want to be their victim anymore. I want to be the one that stands up and says, yeah, ha, caught you, bitch.
And yet, you're saying, hi, how's it going? To them as if you're very friendly with them.
Should be nice. Known to be a bitch.
Which could be a good
that
way...
makes any sense.
Okay. Which could also be a...
I've never seen you. When, especially over at the Carl Juniors, and you got on that news bus. I'm like, oh, hi, how you doing? That's just me. That's my personality. Till you fuck me, I'll be nice to you. Till you fuck me over, then I'm not going to be so nice.
Fair enough. Let me ask you...
I'm trying to get as much information about this bullshit as I can get to you. Does that make sense?
Yes, but it doesn't make sense why you kind of go through periods where you cut, you go dark on me and don't shit me, don't talk to me.
See? You and him are filing against me?
What? That's not true. I don't know anything about that.
Told me that you and Kevin case against me, and now with Rios locked up, it makes it even better.
No, that's got to be some kind of miscommunication, for sure. I don't know.
I don't. Told me, and your name came up. Really? So where the hell does Jonathan Cates come into this shit?
Well, I'm going to get in. Well, listen, you know how.
This and that, so and so, and this and that.
Wait, you know how Kevin writes and talks, right? Sometimes it's not very clear. So my guess is...
It makes sense half the time.
Yeah, so my guess is it's a miscommunication, but I'm definitely not taking any legal action against you. And I don't even know...
What do you want from me?
Well, let me ask you this.
Do another name within the web of this bullshit that's involved in.
Lester Purrier.
Yes.
Let me get to him in a moment. Why was, if Michael was with the truck, which I can largely confirm from other sources, why was he never, so why was he not indicted?
Because
Why
his
was
father
he,
took his name out of it.
how's that possible? It was public. They
I
weren't,
have no idea.
if they were together, people would have remembered, people would have noticed. And why didn't the media?
Do this before, but I don't know why Mark kept his name out of it. I don't know how that came about. I don't know how the hell Michael didn't get in trouble with his dad. Don't know.
You know what I think?
If answer for you, I would give it to you.
You know what I
But
think?
I don't know.
I think that truck had massive amount of cash in it, much more than the 121,000 that they were, proven to have stolen. I think at some point in 2012, 2013, they made a payoff to police to keep Mike's name out of it.
That's the only other thing I can think of, to be honest with you. Be perfectly honest with you, that's the only other thing I can think of that even would have happened.
Is there any other reason you can think of why Mike would have been out of it? Because you said he was
No.
along for the ride, and I cannot believe that.
Fucking can't understand why Mark would have kept Michael out of it. You see what I'm saying? I don't understand how Michael was kept out of it. They won't give me this information.
It smells very funny.
Times, Michael, what's your name? Stay out of all of this. I don't know. Ask Pop. Okay, so I go and ask Pop. How did you keep Michael's name out of it? No, I never mentioned it. Well, he was with you.
It was such a high-profile case.
That little girlfriend of his, Joanna.
Yes.
These two's names stayed out of it. I have no idea.
Yes, that's right.
Because they were both there. And so was Tom Scablione, because he was traveling the country with them while he was on lifetime probation on Megan's list.
Right. Well, the thing is, because Joanna was deaf, it's entirely possible that she really didn't know a lot of what was going on and had plausible deniability. In the case of Mike, there's one other possibility, which is that he was caught up in the net and police decided to leave him out of it because he informed on Scalgione.
That, you know what? That would also make perfect sense.
And these are all things that I've come up with myself, that the media apparently did.
That's the thing I can think of. Only two scenarios that you just said that make sense. You know what I'm saying? It absolutely makes sense now. Of like, okay, well, maybe they paid off the cops to keep Michael out of it. Or he informed on somebody to keep his name out of it.
That's been my theory for some time.
Entirely something that I didn't think of until you just brought it up. But see, what's really got me irritated with Kevin is that he's like, oh yeah, well, we've got a case against you. And what did I do? I said, I've given Kate's every ounce of information that I fucking can. Willingly, nonetheless. Willingly.
You haven't talked to me except once in the Carl's Jr. back in early November. How long ago was that? December, January, 3 months. And then on the 6th of this month. So forgive me if I think you're not super, open about this stuff.
How open do you want me to be? Yes, I slept with Michael. Yes, I dated Michael. No, I don't know as much as you think I do about the truck because I wasn't with it.
Recently?
Not recently. Hell no.
When was the last time?
The last time was a year and a half ago. That's how non-existent my sex life was.
Really? Well,
yeah.
Were you banned from Fremont Street, right?
Yes, I was, because I slapped the shit out of somebody for calling me a cunt. Yes, I was banned from Fremont.
Steve-O.
For an entire year. Yes.
And did you ever go on to Fremont Street in the time you were banned?
You want me to be candid about it, or you want me to be honest with it? Yes, I did.
You know how I know that?
Have you seen me?
Yeah. I got a photo of you that I took when I was a cashier at Walgreens. I got a couple of
Yes.
photos of you talking to or with Mark and
6'9"?
Mike. With Mark and Mike, 6'9". No. But since you bring him up, CJ, I also I wouldn't mind if you are going down to Fremont Street. What would you say about talking to him? Because he's neck deep in this too.
Well, I have tried to get him to write out a statement saying that he never saw what he claims he saw in the Walgreens. Per our conversation the last time over at the Carl's Jr.'s, like I told you I would. He said, fuck that motherfucker, I'm not going to give him shit.
CJ,
so there you go.
CJ called me a motherfucker?
Mm-hmm. A pedophile motherfucker is what he called you.
Is he just like a complete idiot, or
That he is
what is his deal?
wrapped up with Mike and Mark and protecting them.
Does he
to be honest with you.
believe still?
Yep, still. Because Michael's got his direct number.
Does he have they actually managed to convince CJ of what I've theorized is a whole elaborate conspiracy theory about Mark really is a Navy SEAL?
Yes, they have. They've convinced a lot of people of that.
What did you talk about with CJ?
Oh, that he believes that Papa's a Navy SEAL and that Michael was part of the Red Cross and there's nothing I could tell him otherwise. And he don't give a shit whether I believe it or not.
When was this?
Right before my ban off of Fremont. Right before November the 30th. So, October? About a month before I went to court to get my ban. Which I went to court on November the 30th of last year to get my ban lifted.
2023.
It was banned in 2022.
Right.
November 2022.
Right. So
I had talked to CJ in October of 2022. And then again on the phone in the beginning of 2023, trying to get him to renege what he said about you. And then that's when I got the earful.
CJ didn't even start working at the Walgreens until after I did.
That's not my point. I was trying to get your
middle of 2023. How would you have known him?
Shit from Mike and Mark and other people that work on Fremont, right? I've got more friends down there than you think I do. So
you're saying,
my question for you is, if I give you every ounce of information,
wait, you're saying you met CJ
can you leave Mama D out of this? Mama D has nothing to do with any of this shit.
Mama D knew about everything. She was the one that told Ace and Steve.
D didn't know until Steve-O and Ace started flying the shit out the truck on Fremont before you did.
Well, it's the other way around. Mama D told them about it.
I don't know. All I know is that she told me she knew nothing about it. I'm telling you what I'm told, dude.
She did.
To be honest with you, I tell you what I'm told. Whether it's the truth or not, I don't know.
If Mama D didn't tell them, how did they figure it out?
They figured out Mark's last name. Because they asked me what it was, and I told them. I had Steve walk right up to me and go, "What's Pops' last name?" I was like, "Niemczyk, why?" "Oh, no reason." Next day, those signs came out. So if you want to know how the hell Steve-O and Ace found out about Mark, it's me.
No way.
You're the one that ratted him out.
No way. They would have confirmed it with you that day, but Mama D was the one that spilled the beans.
They did.
But Mama D spilled the beans on him before because he was causing trouble for her in the circles. They knew from Mama D.
Here's the thing. Mama D never gave him the last name. She said, "You want the last name? You go talk to Kendra." That's when Steve walked up to me and asked me, "What's his last name?" I'm like, "Niemczyk, why?" Oh, you'll see. And then they came back after they pulled it up and confirmed with me that that was the right person. I'm like, yep, that's him.
They learned it from Mama D. If she
They
didn't,
learned it from Mom and D. They learned his first name was Mark, but they learned the last name from me because I ratted out Mike and his dad.
everybody knew his name was Mark. I knew his name was Mark. Everybody in the Walgreens called him Mark. And when I asked around myself,
I'm the one that confirmed that Mark Niemczyk was on those photos on Google.
right, but how would they have found those photos on Google if Mama D didn't tell them?
Because she told them to come to me because I had a vendetta. I still have a vendetta.
But you said they had the photos before they talked to you.
No, I did not. I told you they had the information and they confirmed it after I gave them his last name. Because they asked me what the fuck his last name was. I'm the one that gave it to you. I'm the one that gave out the last name. I'm the reason why Steve-O, Ace, and you now know that their last name is Niemczyk.
I find that hard to believe, and you did not... Me? I did not find out about it from you. Are you joking? I found out it...
I'm saying the way you found out is because Steve-O and Ace had the information.
Wrong. I didn't even know Ace and Steve-O existed until...
Okay, so how did you find out?
Seriously? You don't know that? I've posted that all over. That's like the most famous story ever. Really? You don't know how I...
Ace and Steve-O didn't know shit about it. So I told them about the last name, and then that's when they started flying their own sign.
Do you think that Ace and Steve-O were the ones that told me? I never even heard of Ace and Steve-O. I never even went on Fremont Street. I was just a Walgreens guy. Shithead leaned over one day, and I caught a glimpse of the back of that vest, which says everything I need to know about Islam I learned on 9/11. And then I got onto internet sleuthing, and it wasn't easy, but I tied it to him through Terry Jones. That's how I found out. And the same day I found out, in the afternoon of April 28th, I lost my shit and was furious. And I went down to the Walgreens. It was my day off.
Sorry.
On my day off, I went down there at the time that he was usually coming in, just before midnight. And I waited for his ass, and then I had the confrontation video. But nobody told me anything.
Where you confronted him in Walgreens, the video that I saw. Hey, are you Mark Niemczyk?
Because I knew he was Mark Niemczyk. I found out about 6 hours before.
Okay.
Because I had that vest with the writing on it in early April when he leaned over one day, and I remembered it. But it wasn't until later that month, through my internet sleuthing, that I was finally able to tie it to him.
Okay.
And I saw the photo,
and he found out about his last name through me. And then they came up to me the next day and confirmed that that's who he was. And I flat out told them, yes, that's him.
But you had his name.
That's how they got the information.
You could have told anybody anytime about it. You could have gone to the media yourself. Although obviously, as I've shown, they don't really give a shit. So that's why I'm doing it myself. But I'm on the verge of a number of threads that I believe will make it newsworthy. It's already newsworthy, but I believe it'll get the attention of some of these, layabout local journalists and of the journalists that were on it 10 years ago. But it's a different story. Do you know the name Skinner? Anybody with a last name Skinner?
No.
Richie.
Honestly, no, I don't.
Richie Skinner.
No, I've never heard that name before.
All right, let's go back.
Till now, I've never heard that name.
So tell me about Lester Furrier.
He's Michael's friend.
What was his
And he's
role?
bisexual, that's all I know. I never really hung out with the dude because I don't like the motherfucker.
Where is he?
He's weird. New Jersey.
Did he die in 2022?
Not that I'm aware of.
Is it possible that that's Richie Skinner?
No.
Did they ever say anything about Scalgione being gay?
Yes. Who, Mike and Mark? Yes, they did.
What'd they say?
That he's gay, he's into little boys. He's a pedophile. He's on Megan's Law.
None of that adds
That's
up.
all I know.
None of that adds up.
That's all I know. That's all they told me.
His Megan's Law convictions were for girls. But in the
They
trial,
told me that he was gay. Or bi, one of the damn two. I can't remember which one it was, but I know it's in that same tried area.
well, that's another thing that I think doesn't add up about the whole story. When he came into court, this New Jersey prosecutor, who's retired now, but I'm getting in touch with through some important people who worked on, not journalists, not current law enforcement at the time, but people who were very much involved with exposing the 9/11 truck scam, and not Don Ship.
Well, I don't want to know who you know.
They say
that's your business.
There's a whole rigmarole and stuff about a big box of documents that Scalgione had, and in the bottom of it, in the bottom of that box of documents was a lot of gay porn. I also have reason to believe that, based on what I know about Scalgione now, he's into gay porn. But that conviction for the Megan's Law was with a girl.
That's what Donald had told me, that he's gay. That's where I got that information about Scalgione.
And you said Lester Purrier is gay or bisexual.
Yes. Yes.
What about,
very much so.
What about
and a weirdo?
A weirdo? In what way?
Say he looks at guys and women like they're a fresh piece of ass, and that he can fuck anything he wants just because he thinks he's black. What's that tell you?
That he's kind of a pervert.
There you go. I don't usually say that word. That's why I say weird.
Are you aware that I ran into Mike and Mark and Nick January 15th at the Walgreens?
No.
How's that possible? Because that video's been up since that day.
I told you.
That's the last time they were on the street. Somebody must have mentioned it to you. I mean, Kevin, of all, if nobody else.
You know what? I do think I seen that video with when Kevin was at my house.
Well, apparently you missed the important part, because Mike comes out while Mark is inside, and CJ is there. He's on duty. Mike comes out and starts to call me a pedophile, and I say back to him, well, you can watch the video. I'll send you the link.
Okay.
But it's on YouTube and all my other platforms, and I say back to Mike that basically I heard you're a pedophile, Mike. I've been talking to Thomas Scalgione. And then I was so shocked that they had actually come back onto Fremont. I simply, I asked Mike to get in touch with me. I said I wanted to ask him some questions. And he walks back into the Walgreens and says something like, I have nothing to say to you. But his whole demeanor changes when I bring up, when I throw the pedophile accusation at him. Except my pedophile accusation, and that is the only time I have ever called anybody a pedophile in my life, is actually based on real information, whereas his is pulled straight out of his ass in order to get me fired at Walgreens and to discredit everything I was saying. And I know that Mike and Mark were spreading that bullshit. Do you have any reason to believe that Mike is a pedophile?
Not that I've noticed, no.
He is with that.
I haven't really noticed if he's been around young girls, no.
And you never talked to Scalgione?
Never.
Would you like to?
No.
He knew Mike and Mark quite a bit. I thought that over the years you would have been curious.
No, I don't. I've never talked to him, and I don't want to.
Okay, so what was Courier's role again?
He's the one that introduced him. Scalgione and Mike Mark.
When?
Didn't get an exact year or date.
Who told you?
Mike and Mark, both.
When?
About a week and a half ago. That's how I found out about it.
Why would they tell you something like that after they presumably know about the interview?
Because Michael has got diarrhea of the mouth when he's not around his dad, and he will tell anybody and everybody that would want to believe his story.
You say he's got diarrhea of the mouth, but Rios in the last call, and you also said that he's very tight-lipped, and you can't get anything about him. You can't get anything out of him about the 9/11 trip.
As long as there's nobody around that's directly connected to you, which tell him I don't talk to you, I lie. Say that I've never talked to you before, which is how I'm getting this information.
You say you tell Mike
that I don't talk to you. I know nothing. I know nothing of your videos. Nothing like that.
How long have you been off of social media?
About 3 weeks.
Are you aware that in the first week of January, I made the Carl's Jr. interview in its entirety public?
No, I was not aware of that.
Wow. Are my channels that boring to you people? I mean...
No. Like I said, I've taken a hiatus. I don't even get on YouTube.
That's a month ago.
I haven't been on YouTube in like 3 months.
Well, the entire Carl's Jr. conversation has been public since January 7th.
Well, and I don't doubt it. And I told you, I said, whatever the hell you want to make public after this meeting, I really don't care. And I really don't.
But Mike would surely...
Mike never brought it up. So I don't think he's seen it in its entirety.
Has Mike ever talked about my videos?
No.
Has Mark?
No.
I can't believe that. I cannot believe that.
I'm telling you the truth. They've never brought it up.
Are you aware that in that November 22nd confrontation, you can hear Mark saying very clearly to police about me, he's slandering my good family's name all over the internet, which to me is a great high point.
I've never heard that, but I haven't watched the video either. You said you were going to send me some in their entirety.
So what you're saying isn't adding up. Clearly Mark knows about the accounts, and then clearly Mike does.
I never knew about it till now, because it was never brought to my attention. So you just said something.
Well, it's possible then that Mike has seen and heard the entire Carl's Jr. interview and knows you're lying.
Maybe.
And is feeding you misinformation about a guy called Lester Purrier, who actually I have never heard of and is not in any... I've never come across that name.
They both have said Lester Purrier. Both him and his dad. Because Nick is a witness to it.
And what is Nick's... what's Nick up to these days? Is he living with them?
Yes.
Why?
I don't know, because he ain't got nowhere else to go.
Does he watch my videos?
Not that I'm aware of. I've asked him if he's seen your videos, but he won't answer me.
Because he's in them. Especially some recent ones. He's in, obviously...
I know of another friend of Michael's that would know anything about Lester Purrier, and her name is Janelle.
Is her name Janelle Thomas?
Yes.
What do you know about her?
Not a lot. Just that she's friends with Michael. They went to school together. That's all I know.
Does she have mental issues?
Yes.
Like what?
I do know that. She's in a halfway house for mental problems.
Did you talk to her?
Not recently, I haven't. It's been at least 3 or 4 years.
When did you talk to her? 3 or 4 years?
3 or 4 years ago.
That would mean you were in Vegas. Why would you call her back in New Jersey?
Michael would call her, not me.
Why would he call her?
They're friends.
What did she say about Mark?
I think she's defended them.
Did she ever call Mark my father?
I have never heard her say that.
What did Mike say about her?
They're just friends. I had nothing to worry about. They're only friends. He's not messing with her. Shit like that.
How far back do they go?
Middle school, grade school or middle school, something like that.
Tell me again, why did you bring up Janelle Thomas in the...
Because he was just talking to her the other day, and she posted one of your videos on his Facebook and asked me if I've ever seen it, and I'm like, no, this is the first time I'm seeing it.
Janelle Thomas posted one of my videos?
To his Facebook.
To Mike's?
Yes.
As if he didn't know. You know that I also have posted things on Mike's Facebook in the comments.
Right.
So she's not going to tell him anything he doesn't know.
Right. Well, I think he's lying to me about him knowing about your videos. I really do. I think he's lying to me about a lot of shit.
I think Janelle Thomas is completely clueless until I reached out to Janelle Thomas. She told me that Mike was her friend and that Mark is her father.
Wow, because Mike is his only kid.
Oh, no. I don't mean in the biological sense. I mean in the same way, actually, that Harley said those exact words.
Oh, yeah, Harley's not even in Nevada.
I know, but when she was at the June confrontation, in which Brandon is making death threats on camera, and later on that night, Mike assaulted me in front of the Walgreens by shoving me back 2 times and trying to grab my sign, while I was surrounded by him and their thugs, including Nick, and Brandon, and Harley, and Angel, who I'd like to talk to, and, well, you can read the whole description of that night. It's in the video descriptions, and it's on Twitter, which is uneditable and put down there, and I stand by everything that I've said. But no, that June night, not only Brandon, but Harley too. I know that the nickname is Pops, but that's not what they said. That's not what they said. They said, he is my father. And I remember thinking at the time, like, Brandon doesn't bear a resemblance to these people.
Right.
Harley kind of did, but and now I know she didn't mean that in a biological sense either. My theory is that he tries, as part of his manipulation of people, he tells them, I want you to think of me as your father. So he that's the reason I'm wanting to talk to Janelle, who has blocked me on social media. He also threatened to report me to the authorities. And when I said, what am I doing wrong? That's when she blocked me.
You're not doing anything wrong. You're fucking exercising your right to free speech.
Exactly. But she's clearly been... This is not the first time. Yes. It's possible that Mike told her about me, but I don't think so. I think that
He doubt that. He knew nothing of you until that day that she sent him something.
yeah, and that was about a week ago or a few days ago.
Some shit like that, yeah.
Because I only reached out to her about a week ago. That's why she knew.
So it was right shortly after that you reached out to her and sent her that video is when he flipped the fuck out and started calling me, do you know any fucking thing about this goddamn fucking shit?
Who flipped out?
Fucking shit. Michael? I'm like, what fucking shit? I was like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Like, dude. Oh, it's a fucking video that Kate's made, blah, 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 blah. Do you know any fucking thing about this? Do you and Mama D know any fucking thing about this? Fuck you. No, I don't know shit about it. You know, and I told him flat out on the phone, fuck no, I don't know nothing about it. And I said, keep Mama D's name the fuck up out your mouth.
I don't understand. He must have known. I literally.
So he's got to know about all your videos, and he's asking me if I know anything about him when I flat out told you the last time I saw any video made was when Kevin was here before he moved out. That was the last video on your YouTube or your Facebook or anything of your social media that I have seen anything about Mike and Mark Niemczyk.
That's back in November. But so you did know. So Mike must have known. If you knew, you would have told Mike about it.
No. Tell him that you were posting videos. And Mama D and God is my witness, I did not tell Michael that you were posting videos about him and his dad.
Recent videos or
the older ones. I haven't seen any recent ones. Like I said, the last time I talked to you was when you called Rios' phone. The first time I've ever talked to you was at the Carl's Jr. So you gotta understand something. I'm literally with him in fucking jail. I'm literally in limbo of what the fuck I'm doing. Okay? I've got PTSD. I've got a bunch of shit going on. I've got health problems, and none of them are getting better with him the fuck in jail.
What I was saying.
And I know how to answer a lot of shit with him being in fucking jail, and that him being my fucking mouthpiece when I need it.
Well, what I was saying to Kevin is that I could help maybe get Rios out of jail because he's in there because of the.
You can fucking do to get him out, please.
Well, tell me to tell his lawyer to talk to me because then I can say.
Sleep.
I'm gonna need more than that. I'm buried in work to do. I'm gonna need a.
Jesus Christ! Who the fuck is at my door? Hold on.
Tell her to call me if she's interested because.
You think me? Hey, wait, oh, wait, hey.
I thought you said you were literally at the jail.
Okay, listen. If you would just listen to me for 5 minutes without cutting me off, please. If you want the fucking information, I'll give it to you. But I need you to be quiet for 5 minutes.
Just give her my information and say.
Give it to you. She is the district attorney. She is the public defender.
Tell her that Rios. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, perfect. So just tell her that Mike gotta
talk to her.
Mike Rios got a pill. What you can't? Why not? You don't have her. Then how is Rios getting his defense done? I mean, surely you would have something to add to that defense. I mean, you.
They would not talk to me. The last 2 hearings, they would not talk to me.
Why would they talk to me then?
I don't know.
Well, you've got to convince them to.
In 2 weeks. 2 weeks from the 12th.
And by the way, I'm dealing with my own bullshit with exactly the same thing with a public defender because I got trespassed. I'm facing a criminal misdemeanor charge for trespassing.
For where?
Oh, that was going to be my next question. Do you know where? Can you guess?
No.
A police station.
What the fuck?
Because I was asking questions, uncomfortable questions.
About the video that you made about being at the police department of Fremont?
Yes, but there's.
Like, now I'm out, now I'm back in?
Yeah. That is.
Yes, I saw that one.
That's the point at which I'm arrested. But it's not the only video I have on the only day in that police station. And it's not the only police station I have video at. I also have the one at Bonanza and 9th. And it all relates.
I just had company walk in my door. Can I call you back? I'm being a little bit rude.
Yes.
Thank you.
Time is 1:47. Hi again.
Hey, sir.
I'm good. How are you?
Michael Niemczyk sitting right in front of me. Would you like his truth?
Go for it. I actually told him I wanted to talk to him back when I saw him on December 15th or January 15th. Remember?
Your whole recording. This is between you and me. Fuck the recording.
I said I saw you on January 15th. You could have called me any time.
Listen to me. Just recording. You want to talk this between you and me? Fuck your recordings.
You know that I told you we could talk January 15th. You never reached out to me. Why's that?
This is between.
Wait, January the 15th, something came up, and Mama could not be there. That's what happened on January the 15th. January the 15th, Mama had to cancel that meeting.
No, January 15th was when we had a meeting at the Walgreens. Hello?
Tell him your truth. He wants to know how and me. Fuck, you got fucking left out of that bullshit with the truth. Wait a minute. That's the night that I see Michael off Fremont and Michael and his dad were on his way to Walgreens. Right? They're not key. It's right because you told me. Now talk. So you better start. You want this to end today? You better start talking to that man and tell the truth.
I'm all ears.
No recording. I'm dead fucking serious. This shit gets posted on the fucking internet, you and I are gonna have an issue.
Shut up, start talking. Michael, give me the phone. Mr. Cates, if you could please not record this, I would greatly appreciate it if you want his truth.
Okay.
I'm asking nicely. Please
Sure.
do not record this if you want his truth out of his mouth. And he better tell the truth. So could you please not record this and please listen to what he has to say?
I can do that, sure.
Thank you. If you ask the man nicely, you'll get somewhere with him. But you and your fucked up.
If you say anything sideways to me, this conversation ends. Am I clear?
Michael. Mama, I'm trying to charge your phone. So start talking.
You want me to speak to you with respect?
It's only at 43%. But Josh sent you
Anything is said sideways to me that I do not like, this conversation ends.
So you want to be treated with respect, is that it? Are you the same guy who falsely accused me of being a pedophile? How's that for sideways?
Did not come from me.
Bullshit.
You want to talk? You want to hear all this shit?
Where'd it come from? If not you.
Falcione.
No, that's a lie.
No, that's not a lie. Falcione is behind this whole entire fucking thing.
You're full of shit. I never talked to Scalgione until quite recently. Quite recently, before I talked to you at the Walgreens.
He's got a fucking list, a record, as long as you can fucking think.
I know Scalgione's a pedophile. I know he was convicted
He's on
of it.
Megan's list. He can't leave the state of New Jersey. He's on lifetime parole. You want me to keep going?
And why the hell would Scalgione tell you about me when he never even heard of me until after?
And he's got he wants revenge on.
Until after you started spreading those lies about me. We both know that it came from you. So stop pissing on my leg and telling me it's raining.
That's what people are telling me.
So you want to repeat it?
You're full of shit.
Hey, remember what I said? You say anything sideways, this conversation ends.
Well, you got something to say? Let's say it.
What you posted about me on the fucking internet because I was wearing a Navy SEAL hat because I didn't have a hat to wear, so I just opted to wear it. I just opted to wear a fucking hat.
And your father
I
just...
didn't have.
That's a strange
So
hat.
it's not broadcasting when I was in the fucking military. So get that fucking thought out of your head.
Yeah, you just happen to be wearing a Navy SEAL hat when your father is when your father is notorious for stolen valor, lying about being a Navy SEAL. It's just a hat.
Fucking sun in my face.
My father...
Glasses. Can't wear my contacts to wear my sunglasses.
My father were one of the most infamous stolen valor con men in America. That's the last hat I would be wearing. Okay, all right, forget your hat. What else?
I feel like you're talking to you, right?
By the way, I never even made any accusations about you having stolen valor. I know you never served. I know you never served.
My best friends.
You
don't even know, and I'm not even going to tell you, sent to me with your fucking thing all over it. He knows touching.
What are you talking about? Your best friend? Who's that?
I'm not giving up my best friend that I've known since 7th fucking grade.
Is he black or white?
She. That's all I'm saying.
Janelle Thomas?
Female.
Is it Janelle Thomas?
Thank you.
Why did Janelle Thomas say that Mark was her father in a slang way, obviously not biological?
Because he's known me since the 7th fucking grade.
Yeah, does she know what you're doing?
She considers my father her father because we've known each other so long.
Does she know anything about your father? Probably not. That's why she's still your friend, isn't it? If she knew the truth, would she still be?
Around.
If she knew the truth, would she be your friend? If she knew the truth about your father, would she respect him? What do you think? It's a question.
Stop talking like you fucking know it all.
I do know it all.
You don't know your ass from fucking Moses.
All right, then tell me.
You don't know.
Tell me your side.
Stick the fuck around.
Tell me your side of the story.
All this information from fucking Scalgione. He's got a vendetta against my father. He's the fucking cause of all this shit. You're just following along with it.
You don't know what I've gotten from Scalgione or when. So why don't I hear it in your own words? Take me back to 2010 when the 9/11 truck got started up and tell me the whole story.
I'm being recorded. This way he started talking. I'm being recorded.
This is how I talk.
Yeah, keep Kendra's fucking name out of it. He had nothing to fucking do with this shit.
And what shit is that?
Everything.
Like what?
Everything.
Tell me about the truck.
Nothing to fucking do with it.
Tell me about the truck. Did you have anything to do with it?
No. What are you not getting through your fucking head about that?
Go on.
What are you not getting through your fucking thick ass skull?
And your father?
They had nothing to do with the fucking truck. You were there.
We might as well tell them we're there.
Just because I was there doesn't mean I was involved with it. My name ain't on shit.
And by the way, you said that you were wearing the Navy SEAL hat because it was just a hat. Your father was wearing a gold Navy SEAL trident on camera. You know that, right? Was that also just a pin he had and just didn't have and just felt like wearing, like you felt like wearing the hat?
Fucking no.
You don't know. Even though you were with him scamming all this time, you don't know nothing, huh?
Why don't you stick your foot up his ass and ask him?
I'd like to.
Yeah, and you watch what happens to you after that.
Is he there?
Is your mother here?
Well, my mother doesn't have stolen valor.
You say anything about my fucking mother, I'll stab you myself. Michael!
Can I say factual things about her? Because I have some questions. For example,
That said, your daddy only spent 1 month and 12 days in basic training.
I know that in 1989, your father and mother were convicted of felony welfare fraud. Am I allowed to say that?
I don't know nothing about that.
How's that possible?
9 years old. No fucking thing about that.
You read newspapers? You ever read news about your father? You know.
Dumbass, I have fucking short-term memory loss from too many fucking concussions.
Well, then maybe
There's a
you
lot of shit that I don't fucking remember.
Okay, well, then maybe you should listen to me and I can tell you all about it.
I'm talking to you.
You said that I don't know shit. And now you're saying you don't know shit.
You know what I'm saying?
What's that?
Well, you just said 1989.
He's listening to everything the Scout is saying.
Michael, I saw the same newspaper article that he's talking about.
And I've probably seen ones that even you haven't, Kendra. I'm working on a little theory about fire.
Gates, hang on a second. Gates, hold on 1 second. Let me say this real quick. Now you're gonna look at me.
Hey, Mike, do you know where your father and mother went on their honeymoon?
Your mouth.
And do you know what happened?
Your mouth for a minute.
Michael, you want my name out of this?
I'm listening. Let's calm down.
Now, fix it. Because this is coming down on everybody in the cookhouse, and it's directly connected to you and your freaking daddy. Which includes me. Yeah, Jonathan.
Hey, Mike, do you remember June 13th?
Last year.
June 13th when?
June 13th of last year. 13th to the 14th, to be precise. Well, it would have been right after midnight, so let's say the 14th. Remember what happened that night?
No, I do not. I can't remember sometimes what I did 3 days ago. What's that fucking tell you?
You don't remember that I was carrying my Beware of Mark Niemczyk sign in front of the Walgreens? What happened?
There were.
You didn't like that sign very much, did you?
He was not down there. Kendra was not down there.
You were down there.
No shit, Sherlock. I was in your fucking face.
Yeah. Hi, Mama D, by the way. Yeah, you were. And?
Mike, you do realize that he has photographic evidence and video evidence of they being on frame during the ban, right?
Yeah, you want to see it? Oh, by the way, I didn't tell you, Kendra. The other person in some of those photos is Jeremiah Andre Garza, who you might know as the Jesus guy. The guy that Mike and Mark brainwashed.
Yeah, what?
Stop telling this shit about me fucking brainwashing people.
Oh,
What about it?
Well, did you? Because he's definitely got brainwashed by somebody. He told me that your father really was a Navy SEAL. Who else do you think would have told him that?
The only other person that would have said anything would be his father.
Yeah. By the way, um, all of our private conversations on Facebook and Instagram are posted publicly on my YouTube. They have been for a while. He threatened to spray me with bear spray if he ever saw me. Did you put him up to that?
Who, me? Hell no, I did not.
Yeah, did the Niemczyks?
I don't know. What did Kevin? What? Kevin?
Kevin's the only one that carries fucking bear spray.
No. Jeremiah, the Jesus guy.
I didn't put him up to nothing. I don't know if they did or not, because during that time, they'd only show up long enough to make sure that the man ate, and that was it.
Yeah, and you were talking to him in the Walgreens as far back as May. With Mike and Mark. Anyway, I don't know where to begin. Let's go back just a little bit, back to June 14th, and then we can jump around to some other dates. But you shoved me right in front of the Walgreens twice, and then you made a grab for my sign. That's kind of hard to forget.
I used to make it for a sign.
I was surrounded by your thugs. Nick was there. Haley was there. Brandon Acosta was there. And by the way, where is Brandon Acosta?
Nobody grabs this shit in front of fucking Walgreens.
You tried to. You reached around behind me because it was on my backpack, but first you shoved me on the shoulder twice, directly in view of many witnesses, including Arcadia security guards, who you've also brainwashed and silenced.
You and brainwashing people, Brick.
So why do they believe that Mark is a Navy SEAL? Who told them that?
Maybe because they don't like you.
And why would they not like me? By the way, is your father a Navy SEAL?
Not that I know of.
Why was he wearing a gold Navy SEAL trident? And why, while you were with him?
Start yelling at my house, Michael. I've got a headache.
You scammed with him on the strip when he was wearing that. You've also scammed with him since 2016 on Fremont while he's wearing the Vietnam veteran hat, and you know that your father was not a Vietnam veteran. How do you defend that?
Scamming with him, you fucking dumbass.
What would you call it?
Babysitting. Not fucking scamming with him. So whoever the fuck gave you that information is a fucking dumb piece of shit. Oh wait, that's you. I'm sorry.
Michael, you keep talking to him like that, and I was like,
I don't know how to begin to respond to that. You were just babysitting, right?
When I first saw you outside of fucking Circa, I should have taken you out then.
Oh yeah? What would you have done to me? You didn't. I think you meant you would have gotten Kevin to do your dirty work for you, don't you?
Kevin, when you were standing up against the wall of fucking Circa on Main Street, right there by Ogden, I should have fucking taken you out then.
How would you have done that?
Beating the living shit out of you.
For what?
For what?
For telling
Anything.
the truth?
because you were causing fucking issues.
Because you can't handle the truth? Because
Neither can you.
Because you want to keep scamming and you want to keep lying to people, and I was telling people the truth? Why? Because you can't handle the truth? Because you like the easy money? You were going to beat the shit out of me? Really? What is that?
Father. Because nobody knew anything about you. You just fucking popped up out of nowhere. I never seen your ass before in my life.
I was telling the truth, though. Why do you need to know about me? Who cares who I am or how long I've been here? The truth should speak for itself, shouldn't it? And what did I say that was not true?
Everything and anything.
Tell me one thing I said that wasn't true. Tell me one thing I said that was a lie. And I can tell you thousands of things you've said that are lies.
Enlighten me, and I'll tell you if you're a piece of shit or not for saying it.
Off the top of my head, that you said I'm a pedophile. That you screamed it all over the strip, and that before that, you were spreading that bullshit all over Fremont Street. You also brainwashed other people to believe it, just like you brainwashed them to believe your father was a Navy SEAL and a 9/11 first responder and all the other bullshit about him that he's been spreading since before you were born.
Responder. I didn't sign any paperwork. I went down on my own accord to do rescue recovery.
Whoop-de-freaking do.
Well, you're a piece of shit for saying that.
Because I...
What fucking do?
Well, here's the thing. You were...
You ran into fucking burning buildings. Brought people out, you motherfucker.
Oh, are you talking about the mobile home fire in 2002?
2002. Let's see. Yes, I was living in the fucking trailer park. One of my friends that was there with me. I was in the shower. He ran in and said, "There's a trailer on fire." I ran out the shower, got dressed, grabbed somebody's fucking garden hose, was hosing down the fucking car, and hosing down the 100-gallon propane tank so it wouldn't fucking explode.
Yeah, I know the story.
While other people were fucking doors trying to see if there was anybody else in there. I got brought to the hospital for fucking smoke inhalation.
That's an interesting story. It reminds me of another interesting story from North Carolina. Did your father ever talk about North Carolina? You don't? That's where your mother and father went for their honeymoon. Did he ever talk about it? Well, you should. He was in the newspaper for it. You want me to tell you about it?
No.
I'm going to tell you about it.
Let's not.
It seems that...
Let's not.
By sheer coincidence...
I'm going to hang up this fucking phone. I said don't.
It doesn't make him look bad.
Well, so once
Are you sure?
No, is my mother died from fucking cancer.
Yeah, I know that too. In 2000.
What a Christ. Bring up her fucking name, I'll slit your throat myself. Go to fucking jail.
Are you fast with a knife? Like the one your father carries around? An illegal switchblade?
For your information, he doesn't carry a fucking switchblade. Knife. I'm deadly in other ways.
Right. And your father's a Navy SEAL.
Want to find out? Come face to face with me. You'll find out.
You could have contacted me any time and made that challenge.
Bring it on.
What have you been running from all this time?
Bring it on, motherfucker. I'll end you.
See, here's the thing. This is the kind of situation that violence isn't going to get you out of. That's what I've told other people.
Shut the fuck up.
Are you sure?
Well, yeah.
Because so much is now public. You can't silence it. You know what I'm saying? It's not just me either. Now, I want to go back to, if you don't want to hear about North Carolina, what about Tinton Falls? But back in, what was it? 2006. Another newspaper article. Do you know about that?
What about 2006? I'll tell you if I remember it or not.
Seems your father, again, just like in that mobile home park, happened to be at the right place at the right time to respond to a fire. Funny thing is, while he's described himself as a volunteer firefighter in multiple articles,
But
nobody else has ever described him as one. Because he wasn't one. You were.
he was a firefighter for 43 years.
Bullshit. I know that you had a short stint with Tinton Falls Wayside. But I also know that your record there is problematic, to say the least. Want to talk about that, or should we go back to June 13th?
He was a firefighter on 3 different fire companies up in North Jersey.
Oh, yeah?
40 fucking years.
Oh, yeah?
Which half of the guys on the fucking company ain't alive no more.
Ah.
So much you don't know.
You know a guy called You know I'm terrible with these pronunciations, but Wazerzak or Wazerwak is Weezerzak. Or in Polish, Wezerzak probably is more.
No, I do not.
You don't?
Did I stutter?
He knows you.
He know me, or does he know me?
But you never heard of him. Can we cut the crap?
What? You're the only one that's spreading the crap.
What crap am I spreading? This is turning the tables. Your father's tactic before you were born, and your and his tactic ever since. Accusing me of things is not very smart because it's nobody's buying it. I'm not spreading any crap about anything.
Nobody's buying your bullshit either.
Oh, yes they are. Oh, yes they are. A whole lot of people are. The only people who are buying your bullshit are people like Janelle, people like CJ, people like Jeremiah, people who you target because you know they're vulnerable. Well, people like Kevin. Before he realized he'd been duped by you. You target these people and you exploit them, don't you? You manipulate them.
I'm not manipulating anybody.
Really?
The one that's going to be fucking manipulating and being manipulative that can get into your fucking head is Kevin.
Do you know that, have you read the conversation I had with Brandon Acosta? It's public. You haven't, have you? Yeah, you should.
I'm going to tell you this right now. With your bullshit, you're sending Kendra into a fucking full-blown PTSD attack because of your bullshit.
I am?
Goodbye.
Wait. Hello? $3:37.
Yes, Mr. Cates.
Oh, yeah. I just thought I'd give you guys a couple minutes to,
Right now, my PTSD is not under control, so I really, really need some extra time, please.
Sure thing. You can
Thank you.
always tell Mike to give me a call back, and we can talk in private.
I don't think he's going to want your number in his phone.
Well, you know he can always put *67.
I could. Hold on. This is Mama D.
Hello, Mama D. You know, you can always...
So, hang on. Just so you know, I'm sitting here with Michael, okay?
Sure.
Sick and tired of him fucking lying and shit. Okay, I'm done. All right? He lied about Harley, which is how Harley got involved in all this shit.
What do you lie about Harley about? Lie to
The night that I guess all this shit went down at Walgreens, and Harley was supposed to be coming down with the girl named Amber to see Alter Ego.
Her husband got in a car accident, yeah.
Okay, and I guess Michael called Harley to come by Walgreens. That's how Harley got involved. I'm done with the bullshit.
That's my understanding.
Comes clean, or I'm gonna kick his fucking ass. I don't give a fuck anymore.
See, that story always sounded funny to me. Because why would...
Okay, but Harley even told me the same thing.
But
Earlier that day, Harley called me and said, Mom, can I come down to Fremont with Amber and watch Alter Ego? And I said, sure.
But it's not just that that she... I know that Mike gave her a call and told her to come over. But it's not as simple.
He didn't do it. Are you kidding me?
Well, he did. But what's funny about all that is that she wasn't just, in the neighborhood, or maybe she was down there for Alter Ego. But she is one of the few people who openly defended Niemczyk and repeated his lies. Harley's told me...
She was told.
Right. So that gets to my whole point about the brainwashing and manipulation of people. Mike, or Mark, or both probably, told her the Navy SEAL stuff and the Vietnam veteran stuff.
They told Harley. Okay, I really don't.
And the stuff about me being, well, she didn't call me a pedophile like they did and Brandon Acosta did, but she definitely hated me without even meeting me. So,
okay.
Anyway,
and all I'm going to say in that defense is she was going by what she was told by Michael.
Right.
And his father. This is what I'm saying. I'm sick and tired of bullshit the lies.
And if you've seen that video of her, Harley and Brandon together are threatening to break my phone.
You have not been on YouTube. Don't go on Instagram. Don't go on Twitter.
Gotcha. Well, let me tell you about it. Brandon and Harley both threatened to break my phone. The same way that Brandon is on camera with the dog walker months later, threatening to break his phone. So they were coached about how to respond to anybody who told the truth. Right? That's my only point. You can go on.
All I'm going to say is I have to go to Fremont. Okay.
Maybe I'll see you there.
I came over to Kendra's tonight to help her out. I didn't know Michael was going to be here. When I walked into Kendra's house, that's when you were talking to Kendra on her phone. Just so you know.
Say that again.
I said, the only reason why I'm on the phone with you right now is because today I had made plans to come over and see Kendra. And when I got here, you were already on the phone with Kendra.
Well, why is that? Why haven't you reached out to me? You can always dial *6.
My goddamn phone on the 23rd of February.
Well, yeah, but my contact, anybody can contact me very easily through my social media.
Okay, I have been dealing with Skylar, demon known as Skylar. Okay,
Yeah, he's been in the hospital and she's not in a very good way and probably headed back to Tennessee.
She's not. Okay, so I have been trying to distance myself from all the other bullshit to help take care of Skylar. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And she's on her way back to Tennessee, is that right?
She's in Tennessee under a specialist care, primary care, and there's a couple other doctors.
Well, that I didn't know. I thought they hadn't gone yet, but I wish her well, and I hope she pulls through. And yeah, I wish I could have talked to Skylar also about many things.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you as far as Skylar goes, or Demon / Skylar.
Yeah.
The only way you met Demon was the day at Carl's Jr. because he was my ride from my house to the Carl's Jr. meeting.
Yep.
To be honest.
Well, I met her a couple times after that too.
Okay, but I'm saying prior to that.
Right.
Okay,
and she doesn't want to get involved. I know the score. She doesn't want to get involved.
Prior to that at all.
Well, she knew about Niemczyk, and she knew he was lying. She only
knew what she was fucking being told.
Well, why didn't you tell Skylar? Why didn't you tell everybody? You told... Well, let me get one thing straight. Because Kendra told me that she was the one that told Ace and Steve-O back in 2021. But my understanding is that it was you.
Okay. I never liked Mike and Pops 7 years ago when I first met him. When I first met Mike and Pops, okay, I was introduced to Mike as Michael. I was introduced to Pops as Mark Anthony.
Right. And that's what I found out myself when I first, discovered his real identity by searching, doing searches based on the writing on the back of the... Oh, yeah, but it's got one thing to say.
Listen to me.
Just one brief sidebar. When I found out who he was...
Because...
No.
At the time.
I know.
Down off Fremont. I knew Steve-O, and yes, I knew Ace, okay?
Okay.
And we had issues. We had issues with Mike and Pops because Pops thought he was entitled to post up wherever he wanted to with his signs.
Yes.
Okay?
And by the way, he did that to a lot of people. He bullied and intimidated.
Guess what? Guess who helped Steve-O?
Ace?
Nope, because I was sick and tired of the bullshit.
Helped him do what? Try to expose Niemczyk?
The fire.
Fire.
I guess you better ask Steve-O about that one, huh?
Why don't you tell me?
Because of all the bullshit that was being done on Fremont at that time. Okay? Steve-O asked me to Google search, which I did. And I did do it.
And I'm the one who gave Steve-O the fucking flyer. Just so you know.
But you told Steve-O originally who Niemczyk was.
I didn't know him by last name. I knew him only as Mark Anthony at the time.
Okay, so who told them?
It might have been me and Kendra, because Kendra's the one who told me who Mike and Pops' real name was after the fact. But when I first met Mike and Mark, I was introduced to Mike as Kendra's boyfriend, and Pops was introduced to me as Mark Anthony.
Right. And that's what I heard from people too. Right after I ID'd him myself, I asked around for more people, and they always said, he only told me Mark Anthony, Mark Anthony, Mark Anthony. Right.
But he was being a pain in the ass down on Fremont Street when I was trying to work. And all he wanted to do, oh, well, I can post up here. No, you can't. You know, you're interfering with my circles. Fuck you. Okay?
Right.
This is where my issue came in with Pops, because he wanted everybody's circle.
And he has a history of bullying and intimidation of people who are against him going back, over 50 years.
Years. Okay.
Violent intimidation, bullying, things like that, manipulation.
Okay. Like I said, I don't know about the past 50 years. I can only speak from the last 7 years till now.
Well, it's a fascinating story, and maybe I can tell it to you sometime. I've been working on how to present it all myself publicly, but go on.
Okay, so I tried to get Michael to tell his truth, but goddamn, his cussing swearing doesn't fucking help anything.
I think Mike Niemczyk and the truth are, two things that shouldn't be mentioned in the same sentence. I mean, he's not exactly a truthful man, or somebody I would consider a man at all.
I'm going to put it out here like this, okay? The night that I met you, spot 17, with Kevin and Demon and Bubbles.
Remember it well.
Okay? And I told you, I was not the one that you were texting. Those text messages were not from me.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Yeah, that was all cleared up before, and I told you that through Kevin. But she looked like you. Her name was Mama Bear, and she was, interested in the story. So I did think it was her, but
here's where I came in, because before you met Kevin behind spot 3 that day, the very first time,
October 20th.
I guess that you and Kevin had a run-in because you were posting his kids or whatever.
Right, that was October 20th, and I wasn't exactly posting his kids. I've gone over this many times, but I posted a Facebook post of
I'm just telling you when I was home.
Right, but let me settle it once and for all. What I did was I posted a full laptop screen screenshot of the post that he made with a photo of Niemczyk in the wheelchair shaking hands with 3 people, and with some text saying good things about Niemczyk and bad things about me. And then down in the left-hand corner were some thumbnails of the faces of the kids. And I did consider cropping those out at the beginning, but I thought if I leave them in, it will motivate Kevin to contact me, because he'll want to get those taken down. Because at the time, I believed that Kevin was... I thought that he knew everything, and now I've come to understand that he was actually duped and actually believed the lies. But I was thinking that Kevin was a witting participant in all this, and I was trying to shame him, essentially to his children, that he is a Marine who is working with a stolen valor scammer. So that's why I left them in. But as soon as he contacted me and we cleared everything up, I took that down. And like I said, they are just thumbnails that are down very small in the bottom of that screenshot.
Till that point, just so you know, I honestly wanted nothing to do with you. I wanted nothing to do with Mark. My only interest in all this was the fact that I made Kendra's mother, Mom and Nikki, a promise before she passed away that I watch over her.
Yeah, you told me.
Okay? Now, I have pulled Kendra away from Mike and Mark 2 times prior. Okay?
And if you remember what I told you that first time we met, when you told me that same thing, I said, well, how's that working out? She's hanging out with, people who are garbage. And, so go on.
Okay. And that, in all honesty, is not my decision to make.
See, kind of jumped.
That's on Kendra. Okay? All I can do is try to be there for her as her mother. Does that make sense?
Sure it does. And I do think you have tried to influence her in a good way. You just haven't been very effective.
Now, whether she listens to me or not is on her.
Yeah, of course. She's an
Okay.
adult.
But I gotta go. I gotta go to Fremont. I'm already late.
All right. Well, anytime you want to call me, if you dial *67, I will not have your number.
All right.
And
well,
of course, you can go to Exposing Mark Niemczyk anytime you want and reach out to me through Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube.
all right.
My email is also up there on my YouTube and other platforms.
All right. But Mike literally needs to start telling the truth.
Has Mike been listening to all this? Can he talk to me?
No, when it came to me and you, no, he has not. By the way,
Mike's not there anymore?
This has been between me and you.
Do you think Mike will call me?
I don't know. I honestly do not know.
He can dial *67. So can Mark, by the way.
Okay, well, you know what? That's up to them. I cannot twist their arms. I can't make them do something they don't want to do. You know this.
Of course. But, you're part of the story, and I'm trying to tell a story. I'm also trying to get legal justice, but more and more. And honestly, my focus has shifted within the past couple months, especially since they were driven off of their scam on the strip. My focus has shifted from exposing Niemczyk into exposing the police and the way that they have enabled Niemczyk for all these years and tried to cover up his operation.
Throw a name out here for you real quick.
Sure.
There's a guy. He used to be a brown shirt. His nickname was Pony Boy. That was his nickname. His real name was Paul.
Does he have a mullet?
I don't know what his last name was, okay? I'm just telling you what I know.
Does he have a mullet?
I don't know.
His haircut.
Okay.
Okay.
And then he got hired by Binions. And he had a vendetta against Pop from here to high fucking heaven. He would fuck with Pops any which way he could.
When?
Oh my God, this has been going on for 5 years or more.
Did he know the backstory on Niemczyk?
I do not know. You would have to ask him.
Where does he work now?
The last I knew, he was still at Binions. If that's not the case, then I do not know.
How do you go from being a cop to being Binion security?
He wasn't a cop. He was a brown shirt on Fremont Street.
What does that mean?
The brown shirt security team?
Fremont Street Security?
Yes. He used to work for them.
Did he get fired or did he get...
I honestly don't know. All I know is he ended up at Binions as one of the security guards. That's all I can tell you.
And when did he start this vendetta against Niemczyk?
Oh my God, it's been... How long 6 years ago?
6 years.
But I gotta go. That's all I can tell you right now. I really gotta go.
Wait. Do you know a guy who died of a drug overdose who looked like Johnny Depp and would dress like Johnny Depp from Pirates of the Caribbean?
You mean Johnny?
Yeah.
Yes.
Did he get the drugs from Mike Niemczyk or Kendra?
They did not come from Kendra.
He overdosed. Where'd he get those?
Okay. I do not know. Because I hated that son of a bitch.
Why?
Why? Because he was a cocky motherfucker who thought he owned all of fucking Fremont. That's why.
You know, that's funny because that's what Demon told me.
And that's the truth.
That Demon owned Fremont?
No, that Johnny thought he owned Fremont.
Oh. And he knew Kendra. And he got drugs from her, right?
Don't know. I know him and Kendra dated for a while. On and off. Did I like it? No. Does Kendra listen to me? No.
Did you know that Kendra was coming on to Fremont at the time when she was supposed to be banned?
I knew of one time because she was trying to go down and hook up with Mike and Mark to get food. That's all I know about. Honestly.
Do you know how Mark Niemczyk got my DMV information, my home address, my height?
No, I don't, because I don't even know your home address.
Do you know that on July 27th, Mark Niemczyk went into the police station at the corner of Bonanza and 9th, and he filed a stalking report against me. And that report, which was filed with an officer named Raymond Barrett, contained my Raymond Barrett.
I know most of the police officers, so that doesn't ring a bell.
Raymond Barrett. Barrett.
Okay, that does not ring a bell to me.
Well, on July 27th, Mark Niemczyk went into that police station. He filed a stalking report with Raymond Barrett, who also wrote a brief narrative in the report, which also includes the line that because Niemczyk had trouble writing, there was an audio interview. The important thing about that report from July 27th is that it contains my home address, my phone number, my eye color, my hair color, my weight, and my height. And they are all correct, and they are all coming directly from my license. How is it possible that they obtained that?
Okay, I can honestly tell you, I know nothing about this.
How did Mark Niemczyk obtain that information?
I don't know.
Was it from the police or was it from Walgreens?
I don't know. I don't hang out by Walgreens. I don't even talk to anybody that works by Walgreens.
Do you know Ponyboy's real name?
His first real name is Paul. That's all I can tell you.
Does he still work at Binion's?
I don't know. I haven't seen him for the last maybe 6 months.
Can you get in touch with him?
No, because I don't like the motherfucker. He's an arrogant, sorry son of a bitch.
Have you ever heard the expression, the enemy of my enemy is my friend?
I don't care. He don't like me, and I don't like him.
I would like to get in touch with him.
Then maybe you need to contact somebody inside of Binion's. That's all I can tell you.
Where is Brandon Acosta?
Don't know. Want nothing to do with him either.
Is Nick considering moving in with Kevin?
No.
Is Nick considering leaving Las Vegas?
Don't know. I haven't talked to Nick lately.
What date was Kendra in the hospital and Mike visited her?
Which time?
It would have been June or
Because
July.
anytime Kendra goes to the hospital, if I cannot be there, Michael goes with her.
The night that Mark Niemczyk went into the Walgreens and told CJ that I was a pedophile and that I had touched a 9-year-old girl's butt, quote unquote.
Okay, anything about that. And I'm being honest with you, I don't.
What do you know about Jeremiah Garza?
Okay. All I know about Jeremiah is I know him. He is a street performer. He dresses up like Jesus.
I know.
Okay. Other than that, I've seen him on the strip as a promoter for the clubs, trying to get people to come into the clubs.
I know that.
Other than that, I don't know, because all I do when I see him is I say, hi, how are you? Bye. That's it.
Have you ever talked to Chris Dennery?
Who?
Christopher Dennery.
I would need to see a picture because I'm more familiar with faces than I am names.
He was Kendra's husband?
No. I didn't hook up with Kendra till
What does
when I came back out here in Vegas. When I came back to Vegas, and I didn't even know Kendra was out here at the time. Okay. And I happened to catch little Miss Kendra down off fucking Fremont. So no.
When was the last time you talked to Nick?
A couple of nights ago when he brought the puppy down on Fremont.
What puppy?
He had a puppy with him. That's all I know.
What's he said about me?
He hasn't at all. Your name has never even came up. Damn it. Your name has never even came up with Nick lately at all.
When was the last time?
Every time Nick has came to see me, it's, hi, Mom, how you doing? Are you okay? And that's been it.
What's he said about Niemczyk?
I will talk to you about that later.
When was the last time you talked to Harley?
Maybe 2 weeks before I lost my phone, which would have been February 23rd.
Can you tell her to unblock me on Facebook and continue our conversation?
She wants nothing to do with this. She's dealing with Razor and his recovery.
She's literally on video threatening to break my phone. She doesn't have a choice.
Okay, I know nothing about that. All I can do is try to get a hold of her and find out what's going on.
So I make a suggestion.
What?
You go on to my YouTube and you just spend an entire day.
YouTube. I'm not going on TikTok. Don't do it. No, you guys cannot convince me to go on any of that. I'm sorry.
Tell me some racist things that Niemczyk has said.
I got to go. I want it down on Fremont. Really? I have to go.
Okay.
I will contact you later.
Do you have my phone number?
I will get it. I know how to get it. Trust me.
Sounds good.
All right. Talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Is anybody still there? (4:09 p.m. February 15th. Just talked to Kendra and Momma D. Oh,
Shouldn't have been both of those pictures. I was telling both of them to shut the fuck.
so what?
I was trying to tell them both to shut the fuck up that night in Walgreens.
You mean Garza and...
No, I was talking about Mike and Mark.
Shut the fuck up about what? What were you saying?
Dumbass what they were talking about that made absolutely no fucking sense. I can't even remember what the conversation was about, to be honest with you.
If it made no sense, It wasn't about conspiracy theories by any chance, was it? Because Garza's into
It
those.
might have been. It might have been.
Garza is a literal flat earther. Did you know that?
What does that mean?
It means he believes the earth is flat.
No. No, I did not know that.
He's also a 9/11 inside job conspiracy theorist. I just thought
Oh.
that might have been what you were referring to by crazy shit.
Probably, because I think that's what the conversation was about, was the whole 9/11 shit. And I got sick of hearing it.
That could well have been how Mike gained Garza's trust.
Might have been.
Do you believe that Mike Niemczyk is a 9/11 inside jobber, truther, nut job?
No. I know he was down there for rescue recovery. I've seen the photos. I saw the shit.
Well, what I mean by that is that, you know, the conspiracy theory that 9/11 was done by the government, in other words, and it was...
No, Rios is one of those.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, Rios is one of those.
How can you be with somebody like that?
Oh, it's called love there, homie. To be honest with you. I love him completely, and there's nothing anybody can say or do about it.
I just hate conspiracy theories and lies. Especially... So,
I completely understand.
so
I'm sorry for Michael's actions with you today.
yeah,
I
what
need to
did you...
apologize for that.
Oh, well, you don't
I
have
told
to...
him to be respectful, and he wasn't.
Well, you don't have to answer for him, but yeah, what'd you think of that?
Thought that what he was saying was a bunch of bullshit lies, and to be honest with you, that's all he knows how to do.
Yeah, it was particularly outrageous that he tried to say that Scalgione had told him that I was a pedophile, which is absurd on a number of levels because there's no reason he would have been in touch with Scalgione when he started, when him and Mark started that. And second, I've never... It was many months after I ID'd Niemczyk that I even got in touch with Scalgione, even though I tried for months from the start. But yeah, he actually claimed, Mike claimed that he was just repeating something that he heard Scalgione say, which makes no sense on any level.
Right. Hey.
Huh.
Sorry, I've got allergies really bad.
When were you in the hospital that night? When you said that
One night.
You said that Mark went to the Walgreens and told CJ, the pedophile lie, and it was the same night that you were in the hospital and Mike visited you, and that's...
At room C, I was in the hospital for my knee locking up and stomach issues.
What was the date of that?
Day after Michael assaulted you.
June? June,
Mm-hmm.
middle of June? June 15th?
Yeah, middle of June.
Your ex-husband, Chris Dennery, was Air Force?
Let me call you back.
Um, Hey, morning.
Good morning. And yes, that is the one I was telling you about.
Yeah, I was kind of way ahead of you on that one, wasn't it? Imagine what else I am on.
But yeah, that's it.
You were trying to call me last night. I was.
Well, yeah, because I was trying to get Michael to talk to you calmly.
Where is he?
But I don't think it's going to make any difference because he told you what you wanted to hear. Apparently, I don't know.
He didn't
So I
tell me
don't think he'll be
anything.
talking to you anymore. I don't know.
Oh, I have a feeling he might. He didn't tell me
Maybe,
anything
I
I
don't know.
wanted to hear. I think
Well, he told you what you.
he wanted to hear.
Right. Definitely. So, Rios had one free phone call, and he said he's just going to tell the parents the truth that he was never in the hospital. He just got it from her friend.
Say that again.
Rios said that he's going to tell the judge that he didn't get it from the hospital. He got it from his friend.
I thought that was already his story. He told the judge that's why he's going down for it.
No, first he said the hospital. Then the friend part came up.
So he lied. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
why don't you throw the Niemczyks under the bus and tell the authorities that they're dealers and work out a deal that way?
I think that's what he's trying to do. To be honest with you, I think that's what he's going to do.
How can I help?
Any way you can. Whatever you can do, I'd appreciate it. I just want him home, man.
Because obviously I can
You can prove a lot of shit.
I can be a I don't know, character witness of some kind, and I can provide others who can tell the judge, hey, these are pretty rotten people, and they really should be investigated for many things, including drugs. And they got
Correct.
Mike Rios in trouble, and possibly intentionally. I think I speculated to Kevin that if they knew that he had a piss test coming up, they might have given him something on purpose so that he would fail. And then,
I think that's what happened, to be honest with you.
then with Rios out of the picture, Mike could put the moves on you.
Yeah, that'll never happen.
Well, hope springs
He
eternal.
can try all he wants to, but it ain't gonna happen.
Speaking of drugs, Johnny, the Johnny Depp lookalike.
I'm sorry? Run
Johnny,
that by me again?
Johnny, the Johnny Depp lookalike guy who you knew,
Yeah,
who died of a drug overdose.
correct.
Do you know where he obtained his drugs?
I don't. I was not in contact with him for, 2-3 years. So I don't know where he could have gotten it from.
You ever do drugs with him, or
Mm-mm. Nope.
you remember when he died?
No, I don't.
Are you
I
aware?
really don't.
Are you aware that Mike was telling people that you and Johnny were sleeping together?
I'm sorry?
Mike was talking shit about Johnny in a number of ways, including saying that you were cheating on him with Johnny.
No. No.
That's what Mike was telling
No.
people.
I had left him for Johnny.
Well, at any rate,
This isn't the first time.
you're aware that Mike was talking shit about him shortly after he died.
No, I was not aware of that. I was not aware of that until right now.
Did you know when did Mark Niemczyk start to wear cowboy hats?
About a year and a half, 2 years ago, somewhere in there.
Did he ever give cowboy hats to anybody?
Not that I'm aware of, no. Why?
Because CJ is on video wearing a cowboy hat on the night of July 29th, which is the same night Mike called him and told him about my TikTok, and I got put in handcuffs by 8 to 10 cops and questioned about a gun.
Yeah, you're muffled, so I could barely hear what you said. The last thing you heard or said.
I'm just out of it this morning. I said that was the same night that CJ was wearing the cowboy hat that I was put in handcuffs by police because of a false report coming from...
Oh, I didn't know anything about that.
Sure you did. Kevin spotted my TikTok live on July 29th. He told you about it, and he told Mike about it. Mike then made a phone call.
I knew about the TikTok call.
There's quite a few videos about it. At any rate,
yeah.
Mike called CJ, and CJ called somebody. There were 2 other Arcadia security guards. Did you ever meet Dakota?
No.
What about the tall...
That name does not sound familiar to me at all.
He's an Arcadia security guard who was leading police to me and pointing me out. He worked in Walgreens at the same time that I identified Niemczyk. I believe
don't
he
know
was
that
brainwashed.
name. I only know about CJ.
What about a tall, blonde one who's in the June 2nd video I have?
No. I've never seen that face before either.
What about Sanchez? Frankie Sanchez.
Metro cop or security?
Security guard who grabbed me and put me in handcuffs and falsely claimed that I had been trespassed from the Walgreens the day that I was terminated and had been in the store without a problem 7 hours before. That's also on video. As soon as I step in,
I don't know of a security guard named Sanchez. I know there was a Metro cop named Sanchez, but I don't know of a security guard with that name, no.
Well, I believe that Sanchez was given orders by the Niemczyks and brainwashed just as CJ was.
Well, I don't doubt that.
Did they ever talk about a Walgreens employee named Patrick?
Not that I'm aware of. I've never even heard of that name either. I know somebody named Patrick, but never worked at Walgreens.
Is he black?
No.
Did they ever talk about a former assistant manager who's since been fired for Walgreens cash fraud named Myron Hooks?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Short, black guy, bald, who worked there at the time that I did.
wouldn't know who he is, to be honest with you.
He's in the confrontation video. Well, do you have any questions for me, by the way?
How can you help me get him out? That's my question.
I can tell the truth about the Niemczyks, which would suggest that they're scumbags, and that if his court-appointed defender or anybody involved with that case wants to reach out to me, like I said, I have my own case.
You can see if his care program manager could talk to you.
I also have
I'd
other
have to find
people
her
that
card, and I can give her your number.
Yeah.
I mean, if that would work, because she's in direct contact with Rios, anyways. I can see if I can't give her your number and tell her that you have information that might help him.
Precisely.
I could do that on Tuesday because they're out for the President's Day holiday.
President's Day.
President's Day is on Monday, so they close the courthouse and shit. Just for today, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So she's not even in the office right now, and that's the only way I can get a hold of her.
Okay. What happened last night between the time that call ended and the time you tried to call me back?
I was just trying to see if Michael would talk to you without cussing you out and being rude. Because, I mean, he was absolutely rude to you yesterday, and like I said, I'm sorry about that because it was in my home. That's the only reason why I'm apologizing, because it was in my house.
That's
You know what I'm saying? It was just rude in my own home. If that makes sense.
none of it.
Because I specifically told him to be respectful. And then him calling you names and shit in my house right in front of Mama D. I mean, me and Mama D were about ready to see the dog shit up.
None of it makes sense because Mike Niemczyk is one of the lowest forms of life I've ever come across in person. Man,
Right.
it's hardly the at the
Well,
top of
to
the
be honest
list.
with you, just so you know, I don't do, all the shit that they do. I have to go out and fly a sign until I can get Rios' shit released to me.
But you,
Just to try to pay my rent and feed myself. And I've got my own sign that says, and nothing on my sign says I'm lying. It says I'm trying to feed my family and pay my rent. My sign is 100% truth because it says at the bottom, anything helps, thank you, and God bless. I don't do what they do, but I have to do something to be able to pay my rent and to be able to feed myself. So I'm just letting you know, if you see me out on the strip and you see Michael anywhere near me, it's because Mama D doesn't want me on the strip by myself. So,
are you saying that you're panhandling on the strip?
not right now. I'm gonna have to because I don't have Rios' card to finish paying my rent.
Have you ever?
All of this stuff is locked up with him.
I know this is a crazy idea, but have you ever considered getting a job?
On disability, I can't.
You seem perfectly healthy to me. You're.
Well, what you do is I may look physically okay to you, but I'm not.
And you said you don't scam with them, but I've got you.
No, I don't.
You're in the photo from May, among other times, but that's the earliest. You're wearing a God Bless America shirt with.
That was given to me.
But you're clearly there with them. You're clearly there to be pretending to be
I
patriots.
wasn't a part. Okay, hold on.
Mark has the
During the
flags
times that
all
they
over
were
the
doing that,
wheelchair. Mike is wearing the camo pants. You're wearing a God Bless America shirt. You're clearly running the We're Patriots.
Please. Doing my own thing. I was there to see TMB and a couple other bands and to visit with Mama D. I wasn't anywhere near that. So what they were doing is on their own. The only time I would be around them is when they were going to Walgreens so I could get some. And that's the God's honest truth.
And on December 15th, when you were there on the strip with them, and you were backing up their story, and you said that Mark Niemczyk, the infamous Stolen Valor.
All the guys, what the fuck is going on?
That doesn't add up. And you know it. Because you just told me that you told Ace and Steve-O who he was in 2021.
Yes, I didn't know that he was continuing that out here. I didn't know that he wasn't allowed to be wearing the shit that he's wearing until I fully read what Kevin had showed me that he had Google searched before all the other rest of the articles that you and Kevin had obtained, and he showed me.
You're pissing on my leg and telling me it's raining. In the interview we had in November at the Carl's Jr., you told you were obviously familiar with who Mark Niemczyk was, and that he's one of the most he was convicted of the 9/11 truck, that he was lying about having a military
about
record.
that, but see, what I'm
And then
trying to
you-
tell you,
And then you told the dog walker that he does not have stolen valor, one of the most infamous stolen valor scumbags in America.
okay, well, can I please finish?
Sure.
Could you please give me a chance to finish telling you what I know without interrupting me, please?
Go for it.
I'm being respectful to you. I'm asking you to give me the same respect. I'm talking to you as a normal human being. I'm not screaming. I'm not yelling. Okay? Until I realized that all of that shit was happening, and until I saw that DD-214, I was under the impression that he really was what he was. Until I saw that he was only there for a month and 12 days in basic. When I saw that, that is when I stopped defending him.
What
And I can tell you right now, I looked at Mark straight in the face and I told him, I said, I've seen your DD-214. You were only in basic training for 1 year and 1 month and 12 days, and you were released on a medical discharge. I was like, you're not a Navy SEAL. If you're allergic to the wool in the uniform, then how are you supposed to be a Navy SEAL if you're allergic to the wool in all the uniforms because they're all made out of the same shit?
But you knew all this, and in December 15th, a mere 2 months ago, you said he doesn't have stolen valor.
Okay, look.
You said
have
you've
bipolar
seen
disorder?
DD-214.
Medicated then. I have bipolar disorder. I am now medicated. And now thinking clearly. I have bipolar disorder with manic depression. Badly. I had to go and beg a psychiatrist to put me back on my medication.
And that condition causes you to
Say dumbass shit?
think
Yes.
that not just say dumbass shit, but say the exact kind of dumbass shit that the Niemczyks would want you to say or coach
Yes,
you
because I was
to
easily
say.
manipulated off my medication. So yes.
After Nick and Brandon, abandoned him on the strip there, they called you in case somebody else came and called them out.
They called me and Rios both.
They wanted you to run interference because they need warm bodies to try to combat and silence anybody who might come up and tell the truth, right? And you said you'd
Right.
do it in exchange for money or something else, right?
No.
Simply not believable. Let me see this DD-214 you're talking about, by the way.
Well, I have to get Rios when he's out to get it again.
This
He can get it.
This is Mark Niemczyk's DD-214?
Yes.
Was it legit? What did it
Yes.
it said
It said discharge for medical reasons.
it
1 month, 12 days.
so that wouldn't have been a forged one. What was the date? For the
60 something. I can't remember the exact year, but it was 60 something. It was during the Vietnam era, I could tell you that. Either when it first started or right before it was just getting ready to end. And it said 1 month and 12 days that he was there in basic. And he got a medical discharge. From the U.S. Navy. When Rios gets out, if he can get a hold of it again, I will make sure that he shows it to you.
I would be more interested in seeing a copy of a forged one that I have reports he's been showing. Another thing, you mentioned this before, a forged restraining order that he showed to people in Walgreens. Who did they mention in the Walgreens besides CJ and me?
That's the only one I know of that they mentioned was you. That was the very first time I had ever heard your name, was during that time.
In my messages with Garza, which are public, he says that the GM of the Walgreens showed him what he called a background, what Garza called a background. Wouldn't explain what that meant. Which
I don't know anything about that either. I haven't talked to Jeremiah in probably a year and a half.
Did the Niemczyks talk about him?
I don't know how often they see him, to be honest with you. Like I said, the last time I was on the strip was in December. I haven't been down there since.
What did the Niemczyks do or show or say to Walgreens managers? That's what I want to know.
Like I said, I don't know. I wasn't with him during that time.
Like I was talking to Momma D, on July 27th, Mark Niemczyk goes into the police station on Bonanza and 9th. He makes a false report against me for stalking. He's meeting with an officer named Raymond Barrett. And the police report, with Barrett's name and Niemczyk's name, it's a whole complete report, which names me as the suspect. It has my date of birth, my race, my sex, my height, my weight, my hair color, my eye color, and my home address and my phone number.
Right, and I don't have your home address, so I wouldn't have been able to file anything on you because without a home address, there's nothing you can do.
Somebody showed him a copy of my ID or gave him that exact correct information. Who showed Mark Niemczyk that information?
I have no idea because I don't know anything about that. I didn't even know there was a police report filed against you.
You would.
Until now.
You would if you watched my videos. I posted it in the beginning of the video where I'm going into that very same station on January 19th. Just less than 1 week or 1 month ago. I go there to get answers. It's a very interesting video. On TikTok, it's in 3 parts. The police are clearly stonewalling, will not answer questions about that. And then I get on to the night that Sanchez handcuffed me. And the woman cop, who's been neck deep in this from the beginning, reads off of the computer screen that I was saying I had a gun. And that's the reason Sanchez grabbed me and put me in handcuffs, and then lied, totally unrelated to this gun story, that I had already been trespassed, which was their official story. Also on November 22nd, on that confrontation on the strip, you hear a cop clearly say, because I'm talking about Niemczyk for some reason, and he's saying, I don't care about that. I'm here because somebody said somebody had a gun.
Mm. Now, see, that's the video. That's the one I was telling you about that I overheard somebody saying that somebody had a gun. And you were down by Planet Hollywood.
That's right. So
That's the video that I had seen, and that's the first time I had heard anything.
So June 22nd is when Sanchez grabs me, supposedly because I was threatening people with a gun. July 29th, when the 8 to 10 cops surround me and question me about having a gun, which is the night that I know CJ got the call. November 22nd, when they're claiming I have a gun. This is a pattern of false reports, and the fact that police know about it and have covered it up and not gone after the Niemczyks for making such false reports is police misconduct. How,
Right.
what police are they close to? How are they using them? How long has it been going on?
No idea. Really, to be honest with you, I have no idea.
Don Shipley would have informed authorities, local authorities here about him when he came here, but police let him scam. How is that possible? The Niemczyks have brainwashed or bribed police. Is that plausible?
That might be plausible.
But you don't know anything about it. You haven't heard them talking about how they manipulate police.
No, I have not. And that's the truth. I have no idea. I know that they have friends in each department.
What are their names?
Now you're asking me to come up with their names off the top of my head. I'm not even awake yet. One of them is Martinez.
Martinez or Martin?
Martinez.
Did you ever hear of a Martin?
No.
Where's Martinez work?
Fremont.
He's a cop or security?
Cop.
You say that he's their friends. What does that mean?
They talk to him a lot when they see him.
When did they talk to him last?
That I couldn't answer. I don't know.
Any other names?
That's the first one that pops in my head. You'd have to give me time to think, write down the rest of them.
What about Brewer? Did they ever talk about a woman cop named Brewer?
No, not that I've heard.
They ever talk about a DTAC, sometime Fremont cop called Ballinger?
Not that I've heard of, no. I know of one that arrested Mark for something named Diaz.
Arrested Mark?
Mm-hmm.
What year?
2018, 2019, somewhere in there.
You don't know what he was arrested for?
He had brass knuckles.
Was he threatening people? How did he...
No, he just pulled them out of the pocket and hot banged it up against the wall and saw that they were metal, and he went to cuffs.
That was Mike or Mark?
Mark.
What was the outcome of that case?
Dismissed.
Why does that not surprise me?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Because they want to bury any mention of Niemczyk officially. They want no paper trail.
That's what I'm thinking.
Diaz might have been just a regular cop who did the right thing, but then others
Right.
above him said, "No, we're dropping this like a hot potato."
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever hear of a guy called Jonathan Martinez?
Jonathan Martinez. No. Jonathan Martinez is the one that I used to date. His name is Jonathan Martinez.
You dated a guy called...
The Johnny Depp lookalike, his name is Jonathan Martinez.
But it's not Johnny.
Johnny is Jonathan Martinez.
Are you aware that that same Johnny
Leave my family to fuck.
took out a TPO against Mark? Let me talk to you then, you piece of shit.
Kendra.
Let me talk to you then. All right. Fuck you, you scumbag, low-life piece of shit. Yeah.
This motherfucker.
Why don't you talk to me then?
Come find me. Come find me right now, motherfucker. I will slit your fucking throat.
How did your father...
My fucking mother.
How did your father get my home address and my DMV information?
Dude, I have no fucking clue.
Bullshit. You know that he went into that police station
Yes.
and he
Come down
filed...
to my face. That'd be the last thing you do.
He filed a false stalking charge against me July 27th.
To my face. Come tell me that to my face, you retard, mother.
You know everything that your father's been up to. You know.
I know everything about you, motherfucker. So come tell me that shit to my face. And it'll be the last fucking thing you do.
Who did you talk to in the Walgreens?
I will slit your fucking throat.
How did he get that information? Did you get it from somebody? Did you get it from somebody in the Walgreens, or did you get it from a cop? Yeah, I sure do. I would love to talk to Angel. I'd love to talk to Mike. So you're all pretty much there. Angel,
Yeah,
how's it going?
I'm good. I wanted to talk to you because that time that all that shit went down by Walgreens, that stuff, I mostly was just getting told that stuff. I didn't know what was really going on at the time. Brandon was hoping to try to put me in the middle of everything, but I didn't even want to be in the middle of it. He put himself in the middle of it and kept trying to egg on everything. And that's why I said what I said, because I didn't know what was really going on. And when I found out what was really going on, even one of my friends told me I didn't even know what was really going on.
Did Mark Niemczyk coach you to say those things about his military service?
No. Nobody coached me.
You said he was in Vietnam.
It was just originally the original people, Mike and them. But I, on the other hand, did not know what was really going on.
Well, it's very dangerous to put yourself in the middle of a situation where you don't know what's going on, isn't it? You were defending and repeating lies for a notorious felon and con man who manipulates people and lies in the worst possible ways. I was carrying a sign with me telling the truth about him, and I know that you all saw it. You just maybe did not bother to confirm any of the information on it. I would like to know how the Niemczyks were able to manipulate you and get you to believe that so thoroughly. What were their takeaways?
Just was getting told. I didn't want to be involved in any of this. When I found out that I was involved, I was like, how am I getting involved when I even told Brent to stay out of it?
Why do you
Brent
believe?
said people. And I'm not the only person that's told Brent these things.
Yeah, I've told him myself. You know that we had private conversations that I've made public.
So I wanted to get on the phone and squash this stuff between me and you because I, on the other hand, is trying not to be in the middle of all this because I don't even know all of this stuff is even going on.
Well, listen.
The only thing I got told what I said when you were holding that sign was because that's just what I was being told. Same one for the number thing and the thing with Heather. When we were sitting in the spot and you came up to her. Like, I still, at that moment in time, I did not know what was really going on.
That's why I gave you that card with his name on it that you ripped up. If you had looked at it and Googled his name, you would have found out the truth. You ripped it up because they told you not to trust me, right? Did they tell you I was a pedophile?
No, they didn't tell me any of that stuff.
What did they?
Like I said, I know a lot of what was going on between you and all of them.
Because that's a lie. What kind of lies did?
Point that you said that I was defending people, and really, I wasn't defending anybody. At that moment, I just thought you were accusing a person in a wheelchair. That's mostly the parts that. That's why I said what I said.
Yeah,
I didn't know what was all going on with this Kate's thing and everything else.
And you know he can walk, by the way. The old guy in the wheelchair, right? That's just part of the scam, right?
I know somewhat, but not like all.
You haven't seen my videos of him with photos and videos of him walking around? Now?
I've seen a few of them. Yeah, I think you're on one of my not TikToks. I think. Well, do I? You're a TikTok or Instagram?
You're in one of mine.
Huh?
You're in one of mine. Did you know that? From the night of July 17th.
I don't even think I was really on TikTok at that moment in time. I was just going on there making videos. I wasn't really paying attention to what everybody else was doing because I was telling you I wasn't trying to be involved.
Well, that video is on all my platforms. It's from July 17th when Sunny D and Daryl came after me, and I took out those Tonfa weapons. You remember that night?
Think so, yeah.
Yeah. You're in that video. You're saying I'm acting like a child. You were also, though, you weren't in the video from the June night when Brandon was also there. But that's the night you were saying that I don't know anything, that I'm crazy, and that Mark Niemczyk is a real Navy SEAL. Or, no, you didn't say Navy SEAL, but you talked about Vietnam quite a bit, which is what leads me to believe you were coached.
Was going on, and I was just being told what I was getting told. I didn't know everything and all the details and everything on why everything was being told the way it was.
So you just believe whatever people tell you?
No, I was just basically was confused.
Why do you believe Brandon was so close to them for so long?
Well, to be honest, I really don't care what's going on with Brandon. I'm not with him.
I do. And you used to care.
Like, even when I was with him, I was not trying to be involved. I, on the other hand, did not believe exactly everything. that what he was trying to do, I was trying to keep him out of it, and he kept trying to put himself in the middle of it.
Yeah, why do you think that is? Why was he so loyal to them?
Trying to put himself in the middle.
Yeah, but why? Why stick your neck out for these people? Why would he be so loyal? And why was he not only on Fremont helping them run the scam, but then of course he's in many videos down on the strip as recently as November.
To be honest, I didn't even know what was going on when he was doing all that stuff. He just basically was out there with them, but I didn't even understand why he was going out there. I kept trying to keep him off the strip.
Do you think it had something to do with drugs?
To be honest, like I said, I didn't know what was all going on the strip.
Oh,
I wasn't paying attention because I didn't want to get involved.
what did Brandon say about me?
He didn't say shit about you. He wouldn't. He knew that if he spoke about you to me, I was gonna tell him I don't want to hear it.
Do you know that I had conversations, like I said, a very brief one on Facebook, but then longer ones on TikTok private messages? He says that I'm a racist. He says that I'm a pedophile. He repeats the lie that Niemczyk started to spread to get me fired from Walgreens, which was that I touched a 9-year-old girl. I have that public in his private messages. You
Honest,
search through my
Brandon,
YouTube.
not before he speaks. And the thing is with Brandon, he'll say every word in the book. He even used to do the same thing to me.
You mean he calls you bad names or what?
Bad names.
Did he hit you over a slice of pizza?
Like big bitch. And that I'm a horrible parent. He's tried to put hands on people. He's hit me.
He hit you because you wanted the big slice of pizza, right?
Huh?
You and him had a fight over the largest slice of a pizza?
We didn't have a fight. It was more like a mild altercation, but he didn't get a chance to put his hands on me because my friend made him go outside. He knew better than to try to put hands on me because we would lose our place to live.
Where is he now?
Where is he now? Living with his friend. I don't even know which friend he's living with personally, but he blocked. If you was to try to look at his Facebook, he blocked me. He freaking went off and took his pictures off his Facebook. Now all he has is one little simple video on there.
Oh, yes, I know.
And
Yeah, I know. Yes, I know all that. And I know that he had a huge number of TikTok videos that he started to pull down after the confrontation we had November 22nd. Did he talk about stuff?
he did a lot of photo videos and stuff like that off his TikToks and I guess now Instagram too.
Did you know that he also put up a very depressing video right after, about 8 hours after the last confrontation we had on the strip? It was saying that everybody hates me. He was talking about himself. That everybody is calling me a terrible parent, that I'm worthless, that yada, yada, yada. He took that one down too, but I have it saved. I monitor his accounts pretty close. But November 22nd, it seems like he made a break with the Niemczyks. Do you recall that time?
Like I said, I didn't pay attention to any of that stuff because I was trying to stay out of the situation.
Well, you
But
should.
Kendra has to go ahead and make a call to I guess I don't know who. Your mother. So I have to go ahead and let you go.
All right. You know my social media accounts? They're called Exposing Mark Niemczyk.
Fuck you and that shit.
You also said that you have a video of me on your Instagram. Where is that video?
Have nothing on Instagram of you.
You just
You
said
can
you
even
did.
see my whole Instagram. I have nothing to hide.
Could have sworn you just said that you have a video with me in it.
No, I do not. You want to see my Instagram? I can give you my Instagram. I don't have any.
I know your Instagram, and there's not much on there, and there's certainly nothing
Exactly
about me.
my point.
But you might have other accounts that I don't know about.
No, I only have one account. I can't get into any other accounts.
Listen, if I were you, I would avoid Mike and Mark Niemczyk like the fucking plague. I don't know why you don't have a place to stay of your own, but staying with them is a very, very bad idea.
Yeah, and I stay with Kendra. I don't stay with Mike.
Having anything to do with them is an extremely, having anything at all to do with them, I would say, is a very, very unwise decision.
Wait, really gotta go. I gotta make a long distance phone call.
Stop running your mouth, you piece of shit.
Fuck you. 7:35.